Tests on a drink bottle used by a little girl in a Belgian cafe have found the DNA does not match that of missing Madeleine McCann. Last week, diners in a restaurant claimed they saw the missing 4-year-old with a couple in a town close to the Dutch border. In the latest blow for Madeleine's parents, Kate and Jerry. Sky's Europe correspondent Greg Milam joins us on the phone now from Belgium. Hello to you, Greg. Does this now definitely rule out any sighting of Madeleine over there in Belgium on the Dutch border, or could it still have been her?
It could still have been her, and the police investigation continues, Kay, because the office of the prosecutors in Tongeren have said they found DNA on the bottle, but it was the DNA of a man. Now, you'll remember that this young girl was seen with an adult man and an adult woman, so the police believe the possibility is that the man may have drunk from the bottle after the girl, and therefore his DNA is on that bottle. But what they haven't been able to do still, and which is causing them some concern, is be able to track down this couple or the car they were in. They made another appeal on Belgian television last night. It was a Volvo V50, we're told, with Belgian registration plates. There's a possibility that they were fake number plates because the witness was able to give them some of the letters, and they haven't been able to trace a Volvo in Belgium, not a particularly big country, with those letters, which means they think there may be something a little underhand. They're talking to Scotland Yard. They say the investigation goes on, but they're not able to rule it out once and for all that it was Madeleine, simply because the tests in respects have been inconclusive with regard to a girl. So their investigation continues.
OK, Greg, thanks very much indeed. What impact is all of this going to have on Madeleine's parents? Let's go to Praia da Luz now, where they've spent almost 100 days waiting for news about their little girl. As you can see, Amanda Walker is there. Another blow for Jerry and Kate. And they're still waiting for tests on blood samples, though. Is that right, Amanda?
That's right. Reports that traces of blood were found in the apartment behind me, the apartment that Madeleine disappeared from early last week. A British sniffer dog, say these reports, and there's been an attempt to actually wipe away the blood, which is now being analysed in Birmingham to see if it is the blood of Madeleine McCann. It's important to emphasise we've had no confirmation from the police. We've been speaking to them regularly, and they're refusing to comment on whether any traces of blood were found. But of course, this is all very difficult for the McCanns. With these reports came the suggestion that Madeleine had died in the apartment. Very difficult for them, and as you said, disappointing that these DNA tests in Belgium have come up inconclusive, though for them perhaps slightly encouraging that their campaign is working. Those posters that have been spread across Europe, in supermarkets, in airports, are obviously doing their job in that people are thinking about Madeleine. She's in the forefront of people's minds, and a little girl that may look like her, they are coming forward with information, and of course hoping that the next person that does that could be Madeleine, although this case, as we were hearing there, hasn't been completely ruled out. But they have been used to these possible sightings that have later been dismissed, but no doubt each one of those raises hopes that are then dashed.
Yeah, as you say, they are still very much there, and we've seen them again today with the children being dropped off at the leisure club for the youngsters, trying to keep life as normal as possible for them. But it is almost 100 days now, as you were saying, since she disappeared.
Yeah, and they were saying that despite these reports pointing to the idea of Madeleine no longer being alive, they have to keep positive, and they say that their contact with the police, which they say it's an excellent relationship, they've been saying that the police generally have been speaking to them about looking for a little girl who is still living, and I think they have to maintain that optimism that they've had really from very early on. After Madeleine went missing, they had their initial few days of despair and coming to terms with what had happened, and then it seemed that they really gathered strength from their faith and also the campaign, which has gone on an enormous scale, meeting the Pope and travelling to America, a tour across Europe, just to keep Madeleine's profile as high as possible. But they're trying to keep that strength, and certainly in front of the cameras. But those moments in their private villa, they're no longer here at the apartment, where they say that they are trying to keep things as normal as possible for the twins, Sean and Amelie.
Amanda, thank you.